NBA action. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some of the stats for him.
And the past 10 games have been all about his work on the boards. He's been a different guy when it comes to rebounding. He's battling like he hadn't been earlier in the year, and it's great to see that kind of hustle.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Maxey. Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Paul George. And it's Oubre in at the 3 slot. And for Orlando, in the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. The post pairing, Isaac and Carter Jr. And it's Banchero in at the 3. This season has been full of surprises, Greg. What's surprising you most about the NBA right now?
Kevin, the game evolves constantly. I mean, the increased speed of the league, a lot more scoring. If your eyes aren't glued to the action, you might miss it.
And here's George. After Jalen Suggs made that last three-pointer. Isaac outside. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Well, he shoots a solid clip from deep. Caldwell Pope took advantage.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
I briefly spoke with Jamal Mosley. When I asked him how hard it is to game plan for Paul George, he just chuckled. He said he's one of the hardest guys in the league to guard. I really challenged our team to make sure we're communicating whenever he has the ball. It will be, as always, a team-first approach to slowing down PG-13. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David.
You got to push Isaac out of the paint. Once he's got that position, he is going to be all over the rim.
Now, here's Maxey. Running around 26.5 points a game. Rarely has an off night. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Maxey with the block. Three-pointer by Embiid. They grab their own miss. Drummond finds George. Shot to stop the run. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And this offense relies on George's range to space the floor, and he is one of the best at it.
Working his way from scout to head coach, Jamal Mosley was a longtime assistant under Rick Carlisle. He has paid his dues, Coach.
Yeah, and Kevin, I really admire the guys that put in the time, as you say, pay their dues, and get themselves ready for when they get the opportunity. There's a lot of outstanding younger coaches in this league, and Jamal Mosley's as good as any of them.
Yep, I would agree. And Isaac throws it down.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
Take your focus off Maxey for 1 second, and he will let it fly from out there.
Banchero, that's good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
1:44 left to play in the first quarter. Maxey kicks to Embiid. Maxey with the screen on Isaac. Embiid. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And check out Embiid's athleticism. Just because he's big doesn't mean he can't move.
Outside for Caldwell Pope. Inside. Here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Now, here is George. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. He takes it in, and he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 5 now.
I love seeing George be so assertive down low. Certainly doesn't lack confidence. An accomplished scorer.
And Carter with his second jam point.
You have to love the hustle to follow it up there. Timed that tip perfectly.
Here's George. Then jammed down as he goes right over Paolo Banchero.
and putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Banchero outside. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. The Magic making a switch here. Bitadze's checked in.
Coming onto the floor for your Magic.
And stolen by Maxey. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer by Embiid. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. And here's the fast break. Suggs leading the way.
Yeah, and for Suggs, his three-point shooting has come a long way since entering the league.
Tries to keep it alive. Embiid from outside. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Orlando Magic in the drive. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Orlando.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see.
In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Banchero up there with Isaac, and it's Bitadze in at the pivot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin? Wow.
I love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you.
Well, that's why he's out there using his size in the paint.
The first overall pick, and Stan, we have seen this kid, 6'10" Paolo Banchero. How impressive have you assessed his passing skills?
Well, Kevin, it was the thing that surprised me most about him when he came in the NBA. I knew he could put the ball on the floor and attack the basket, get to the free throw line, but he is one of the best big playmakers in this league, making the game easier for all of his teams.
What a great athlete.
You aren't kidding.
He's got a nice fluid motion on his long-range shots. I think Banchero will be a consistent three-point shooter at the NBA level.
Magic leading by 11. Jacks up a three. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Yeah, way back when I started coaching, you never wanted a three-pointer on a fast break. Now, it's the shot teams are looking for.
Now, here's George. He's got 7. Maxey, no good.
Oh, he's frustrated there. You know he wanted to come right back with the 3 of his own.
And the 3 ball is good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And here's Maxey after Paolo Banchero made that last 3-pointer. Maxey finds George. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, here's Oubre. Hasn't made one yet. Shoots it up. That one a little long.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
And he tries. Oh, wow! What a quick move inside.
That is incredible.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But do you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet? There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Now it's great being your partner.
Like so much force. Easy money for Drummond.
George against Suggs. Here's Banchero. Excellent D there from George.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
From downtown, and it's Orlando with the rebound.
Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots.
Vitadze can't hit. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. George, no good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Kicks it out to Banchero. Back to Caldwell Pope. Looking for Banchero and gets it there. Shot clock at 6. Off with the layup.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim. But came up with
Paulo Banchero getting it done for Orlando. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
Take a look at Orlando. They played okay, but unfortunately, that's not getting you into the playoffs. They were hoping to take the next step this.
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the Magic. And that concludes.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Paulo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first two quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Edwards is out there with Yabusele. Then it's Walker. Then there's Lowry. And it's Bona in at the 5. Home in the paint.
And that's miscue number 2 for them tonight. On the whole, they've been doing a great job of taking care of the basketball.
Walker with this screen for Lowry. Outside, Walker. Out to the right wing. Here's Bona. And it's blocked.
Well, that's impressive defense by Wagner. He gets himself into great position.
Pass to Black. Back to Carter. A 3-ball. A nice shot by Black.
Well, for him, it hasn't been a big night. With his reputation, they've used him more as a decoy.
Franz Wagner, as we know, Stan, came into the league with a splash and hasn't really slowed up since.
Now, Kevin, I think he's surprised a lot of people. He has never played like a young guy. He's always played with the maturity of a veteran guy, and he just keeps getting more and more responsibility. He's handled it well, and then he could become a perennial all-star.
I like that assessment. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Wagner against Walker. Wagner passes to Wagner. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Well, nice pass there, setting up Wagner in a good position.
Outside for Lowry. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Let's take a brief moment to look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's feistiest defensive teams. Fifth on the list, the 76ers.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals. A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Here's Carter, and then Carter with the jam.
I like the way Carter Jr. plays. He gives you the size, and he gives you the toughness.
And Walker kicks to Yabusele. Pass to Lowry. Here's Bona. They need this. Outside for Lowry. Launches a three. Hits it from three-point range. Lowry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, that's from another zip code. You have to pick Lowry up in half court. This guy will make you pay.
Wagner outside. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, and showing some force inside. Wagner making sure he gets his.
Walker the pass to Yabusele. Back to Walker. 4 on the shot clock. Pulls up on the wing. Rebound by the Magic. Carter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Wagner. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Walker dishes to Lowry. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Lowry's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, the rare off-ball make from Lowry. We're used to him dictating the offense.
And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
At the line for
Kyle Lowry picks one up there. The Magic shooting their first free throw of the night. 1:11 left in the third quarter. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And the layup's good off the glass. Lowry's got his 3rd bucket of the night. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Knocked away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers now for Walker. How the second half of the season has shaped up for him. Getting around 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, look, it's not about being a stat stuffer. It's about being a guy coaches can count on and an asset to the team as a whole.
At the line for 2, Black.
And so he makes both from the line. 76ers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Goes up. And they'll get another chance. It's stolen by Edwards. Fires it up. Walker's shot is off.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Over to the left wing. Here's De Silva, and the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And the basket by Lowry.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
With 4 seconds on the clock, a nice shot by Black. Black's got 10 points here in the second half.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defense.
And so it's the Orlando Magic with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Right back after this break. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. A post pairing, Isaac and Carter Jr. And it's Banchero in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Kicks it out to Maxey. Oubre outside. Pass to Drummond. Goes back up. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got 6 rebounds now in the game. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. The best three-point shooter, or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this league. And this kid is just a natural-born scorer. Banchero can post you up, face you up, and also beat you in transition.
Embiid kicks to Oubre. Embiid sets the pick for Oubre. The tray, and it's sent back by Isaac. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. And George gets it to go.
And George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot player. Measuring the shot before receiving the pass, you can't guard that.
Banchero, that's good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
George against Banchero. Back to George. Puts up a deep three. And the 76ers get it back. Embiid in the corner. Off target with his three.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
No one near Suggs as he lets it go. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Magic have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And finished off by Banchero.
And once Banchero gets going, boy, it's hard to stop him. Given his size and speed, he's going to be a handful.
George, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Banchero against Maxey. Back to Banchero. Misses the three.
2 minutes remaining.
Philadelphia shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
It's good from long range. Banchero's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And this is what everyone wants to see. Banchero is attacking without hesitation on the offensive end.
Here's George. Pass to Embiid. Driving the lane, and Embiid throws it down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. There's the three. And it's Suggs missing. Here's Philadelphia.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Orlando.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Paolo Banchero.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every...
In the air and down hard!
Oh, stop.
Here's Maxey. Carter pulls it in. And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for Orlando. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Banchero passes to Carter. Launches a three. That's good from Banchero on the assist from Carter. Banchero's got 32 points. And here are the 76ers now. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Outside, George puts up a deep three. Rebounded by Isaac.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
The three from George. Traps in the tray.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
And so it's Orlando taking this one. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So now for Greg Anthony.
Opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, BA, absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
A look at Indiana's starting group. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton runs point with Matherin flanking him. And it's Walker in at the 3 slot. Now here's Halliburton. Off target from three-point range.
That's how you stay connected to a shooter. Was right in his jersey.
Lets it fly. Suggs, no good.
That's their plan, to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Jamal Mosley. He said one person we cannot overlook is Tyrese Halliburton. He said the guy has major impact on the game, even when he's not scoring, which he usually is. He sets the tempo for the team. He can defend, rebound, pass the ball. Kid's got it all. Guys?
Appreciate the report, Allie. Now here's Matherin. 5 on the clock. Siakam with a screen on Caldwell Pope. And it's Matherin missing. One thing about the Pacers, Doris, they can flat out score the basketball.
It is incredible to me, BA, how infrequently the ball sticks. They play fast, whether in transition or in the half court. They make defenses work.
And Carroll against Matherin. Nice move. Oh, Carroll throws it down.
And this is why you must push Carroll out of the paint, or else he'll slam it all over you.
Halliburton outside. Pass to Turner. Matherin against Caldwell Pope. And he jams it home with authority.
Yeah, this is how impactful Matherin can be in close. He loves jamming it home.
Suggs with the bucket.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Halliburton on the wing. He's covered by Suggs. Halliburton outside. Fires the 3. The rebound by Carter. The Magic have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. And Carroll against Walker. Caldwell Pope, a screen on Walker. And Carroll gets it to go.
I mean, 6'10", about 250. Carroll imposing his will inside.
And stolen by Carroll. Carroll the screen. Here's Caldwell Pope. Ooh, powered down with both hands.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And here's Indiana now. After the basket by Orlando. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Showing the numbers from last NBA season, the leaders in team steals. 5th, Orlando.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go after opportunities for steals.
And then Turner with the dunk.
How about that? 7 foot, put it on the deck, and finish with authority. Miles Turner doing work.
The definition of a stretch 5, Doris. Miles Turner. He's led the league in blocks, and he can hit a 3.
And it's such a valuable asset for this basketball team. When Turner is on the floor, you've got to be aware of where he is in range. And then Miles is going to protect the rim with the absolute best of them.
Caldwell Pope against Matherin. Turner for 3. Sinks the tray. Turner's got 5.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
Here's Caldwell Pope. And he goes in for the dunk.
And just a great screen.
And they got a high-powered finish out of it.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And Kentavious Caldwell Pope picks up a foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Outside Walker. Driving inside. And he banks in the layup.
And such a strong guy. Walker could live in the paint.
And Suggs bounce. Here we go. On the wing, Isaac. On the wing, Caldwell Pope. He's covered by Matherin. Picked by Isaac. And Caro outside. Clock at 6. Indiana with a rebound.
And it didn't fall, but still a great look.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Now here's Matherin. The rebound by Carter. Isaac with a screen on Halliburton. For 3, Caldwell Pope. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 6-point lead at the close. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Orlando.
Well, we've seen them take advantage of the lanes given to them so far. The defense isn't plugging it up, and it's being exploited.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
And Indiana looking at who they've got. Halliburton runs point with Matherin flanking him. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Walker in at the 3 spot.
What a beautiful pass by the well-schooled big man, Mr. Wendell Carter Jr.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
Now here's Halliburton. Outside Matherin. Siakam with a screen on Caldwell Pope. And stolen by Suggs. Here's the break. From downtown. Kept alive. Matherin against Caldwell Pope. Pass to Banchero. Shot clock at 6. Fast break, here we go. Halliburton with the ball. He's picked up by Banchero. Now here's Walker. Oh, great D that time from Isaac. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the 2nd quarter. Caldwell Pope, the pass to Suggs. Jacks up a 3, and that's good. Contavious Caldwell Pope for 3. Caldwell Pope's got 6 in the quarter. And Siakam has got the ball here for the Pacers. Still looking for their first basket since the 1st quarter. Walker for 3. It's hauled in by Isaac.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
The 3 from Banchero. Indiana with a rebound.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Pass to Siakam. Looking to end the run. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. You know, Doris, the last few years, Siakam has gotten back to attacking the rim like he once did.
To me, B.A., that's where he's at his best. He's got such length and creativity. You don't want to have to step in his path as a defender. Listen, he knows he's got to shoot the 3, but go to your first strength.
Now here's Suggs. On the wing, Caldwell Pope. Isaac with a screen on Matherin. Caldwell Pope with it. Halliburton picks him up. Pass to Carter. Hey, from beyond the arc. He buries it from 3. Carter's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the 3-point shot.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
We've seen scoring totals increasing, and fans might appreciate it, but NBA VP and head of basketball ops Joe Dumars said, quote, "I think what fans really want to see is incredible competition. The score is secondary to that. And guys, you talk about competing, Joe D brought it at both ends of the floor."
No doubt about that. Well said, Allie. Caldwell Pope against Siakam.
This young man has got some big-time athleticism. Go ahead, Mr. Suggs. Show off that vertical.
Halliburton outside. No luck on that one. Oh, great D that time from Isaac.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
The three from Bankero. Another shot. Back to Suggs. For three, Caldwell Pope. Walker pulls down the board. Pacers trail by 17. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Out of bounds. It'll be Orlando's ball. Here's Orlando. They've got a 13-2 run going.
First personal foul. First team foul.
The three from Suggs.
What you know is Tyrese Halliburton is going to give you a day's work on the defensive end. This guy is so good at contesting without fouling.
Siakam looking it over. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot. Magic leading by 15. Suggs with it. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Suggs has got 6 here in the quarter.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Back to Matherin. Walker a screen on Caldwell Pope. 6 on the shot clock.
That's about taking no chances. Benedict Matherin at the cup. Yes, sir.
Now the Magic with it. They're on a 15-6 run. For three, Caldwell Pope. Indiana with a rebound. Turner's got 5 rebounds in the game. Suggs against Halliburton. Turner a screen on Suggs. Halliburton on the drive. And so it's Orlando up 15 points as this quarter concludes. They've done. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Take a look at Orlando. You really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have.
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Magic.
The offense has been well.
That's it for us.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Without question, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope displaying his skills today.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Gary Harris out there with Goga Bitadze. Then there's Wagner, and it's De Silva in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Harris against Bryant. And here's Harris. The 3 ball. The rebound by Nembhard. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Indiana shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. And we've seen the league ramp up the series model where teams play each other in the same arena twice in a row. What do you think, Doris?
BA, I absolutely love this. And more importantly, the coaches seem to engage highly in it because they feel to a certain degree it brings you a level of almost playoff-like repetition.
Here's Black. Over to the left wing. De Silva nails it from 3.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Here's Shepard, defended by Wagner. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Out to the right wing. Here's De Silva. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. De Silva's got 5 points.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Fires for 3. The shot by Nembhard, no good.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
They get it back. Wagner, the pass to Black. Fires the three. Counted from distance. And the Magic lead by 18.
You know, he hasn't taken as many shots tonight, but they're still ahead, and that means his teammates are delivering.
Now Nembhard. Toppin, left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Orlando with the rebound.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Here's Black. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Personal foul.
It was a strong move. The shot's just a little off.
Orlando shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played.
Magic foul. Black. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Nembhard. To the middle. Here's Toppin. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Toppin's got his first 2 points.
Listen, the painted area is where Obi Toppin can be so dangerous. The athleticism and the tools he has. Look out.
Toppin with a steal. 1:53 left in the third. Outside Nesmith. And there's a 3-second violation. And with this pause, a check on the stats to show you which teams led the league in assists last year. Number 1, the Pacers.
It was a joy to watch these guys play. Constant ball movement and player movement. Defenses were worn out by the end of games.
Here's Black. He's guarded by Nembhard. Down low. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it all.
Well, the big man, Mo Wagner, getting to it. Nice finish.
Magic foul. Black. Second personal foul. Third team foul.
Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Now here's Nembhard. Tight defense on him. Just 5 to shoot. And the layup is good off the glass. Nembhard's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
Well, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving. No doubt whatsoever.
Toppin.
I think one thing that's clear with Obi Toppin is he has a drive to keep improving. He knows he's got some talent, but it's about the work you put in.
Indiana shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Toppin hits them both. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Here's Black. He's got 7. Wagner, right side. Wagner, outside. 6 to shoot. Back to Wagner. And off target. He starts the game 0 for 1. Pacers trail by 18. Pass to Bryant. Toppin outside. Stolen. Wagner for 3. No good. Misses at the buzzer. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Obi Toppin out there with Aaron Nesmith. Then it's Thomas Bryant. Then it's Shepard. And it's Nembhard in at the point. Back to Toppin. Nembhard outside. 4 on the clock. Toppin, a screen on Suggs. Nembhard, good.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
So Indiana ends up going with a new group. For 3, Caldwell Pope. He's got it going on. Now 7 for 10.
Yeah, you're seeing Isaac mature as an offensive player. Finding your open teammates, such a critical skill.
And the foul called on Jalen Suggs. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Stolen by Carter.
And absolutely no one was falling for that crossover move. Just wasted energy out there.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They trail by 18. A few possessions into the fourth. Just over a minute played. Pass to Turner. Clock at 6. Mathurin against Caldwell Pope. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's on Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Boy, when you think about Benedict Mathurin, this guy is a talented, aggressive scorer. His ceiling very high. He's going to have to be a little more efficient.
Hits one, then misses the 2nd attempt from the line. Doris, no secret how talented the international players are in the NBA, especially those from Canada.
Yeah, we've seen a number of Canadians come in and have a high level of impact for their team. For Mathurin, think about his availability his rookie year, played in almost every game, and this guy is a legit scorer at this level. I think what's probably surprised me the most about Pascal Siakam is how prepared he is to be the primary scorer for an excellent team in the NBA. This guy has shown no hesitation.
Staring at this deficit, they're trying to be more aggressive and get themselves to the line.
And Carroll with a screen on Mathurin. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Oh, that's his 8th make of the game. He's only missed 4 so far.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
To the inside. Here's Turner. And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error.
Way to go, everyone. Let's hear it for you.
Shot clock at 5. 3-pointer, Halliburton. It's rebounded by Banchero.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Caldwell Pope, the pass to Suggs. Off target from outside. Pacers trail by 18. Pass to Turner. Ooh, poked away. Isaac against Siakam. Here's Turner, and then Turner with the dunk.
How about that? He's 7 feet tall, and Miles Turner, because of that ability to move in any direction at any moment, is a big-time problem inside.
Caldwell Pope for 3. Indiana with a rebound. Turner's got his 6th rebound on the night. To the paint. Here's Siakam. And it's Indiana scoring again.
Well, you love the size and the length of Siakam, so he's comfortable in the painted area, does nice work there.
And Carroll passes to Carter. Suggs outside. Right wing. Here's Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. Siakam against Isaac. Now here's Turner. The rebound by Carter. Carter's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Magic.
Man, they were in a groove from long range tonight.
Yeah, they were able to find space, and they were ready to let it fly the moment they saw an opening.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Halliburton, a screen on Isaac. Here's Siakam. Count it.
Pascal Siakam.
There's 49 seconds left in the fourth. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Three-pointer. And again, it's Orlando with a three.
Gotta give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Halliburton with the ball. Now guarded by Isaac. Siakam for three. Orlando with the rebound.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Suggs. Walker pulls down the board. And here are the Pacers now. Mathurin passes to Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
Improving his passing is going to be key for Mathurin in the NBA. Looks like he's already on that path.
The three from Banchero. They get it back. Goes back up. Misses there. So no problem for Orlando as they get the win. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've
This season's still very young. Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Oh, well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what'll happen with some of these young players.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the small forward. 3 on the clock. Here's George. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That's his first foul. Halliburton against Maxey. And Halliburton slams it in.
When he wants to, Halliburton can get to the hoop. Boy, he is tough to slow down.
Embiid kicks to Oubre. Outside, Maxey. No good on the triple.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
RJ talked about a guy who can completely take over. Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, I love his energy. I love his focus. I love his love for the game. He is relentless. What's amazing is that there's still so much upside there, Kevin.
George with the ball. Mathurin picks him up. George sets a screen for Maxey. From the arc. And there's Paul George on the assist by Maxey.
And you love the way that PG can get you a bucket on and off the ball. That versatility speaks volumes.
Now, here's Halliburton. Siakam, screen on George. Walker. And the dunk by Walker.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Oh, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Oubre can't get it to go. The Pacers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. It's tipped. Mathurin against Maxey. Back to Walker. Over in the corner, Mathurin. Clock at 6. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
Now, here's Maxey. Drains the three-pointer.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And David Aldridge spoke with Nick Nurse. David.
We talked about the challenge of game planning for Tyrese Halliburton. The coach said we have to stay in front of him. The second he gets a step on us, that's when it's kind of pick your poison with him. If guys stay in front of him, I think he should be fine. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Wow, and George absolutely fools him with the pump fake there, able to get him off his feet. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe.
Normally he sinks all of his free throws. The defense got lucky there.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why. And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
Halliburton passes to Mathurin. Trips it home after the terrific move.
And one of the better athletes in his draft class, Mathurin, with quick lift off the floor and then the power to hammer it home.
Now, here's Oubre. No scoring in this one. From 6 feet. And it goes down 2 points.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
Halliburton for 3. Rebound by the 76ers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Embiid. Can't tie it up as that one misses. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And And the dunk by Walker.
And nice read from Mathurin. He's always trying to get his teammates going.
Embiid kicks to Drummond. Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Good on the triple. Maxey's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the 76ers.
And you can see that backcourt just setting the tone for the entire team.
Outside Turner from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Turner's got 5.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's the Pacers. They lead by 4. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pacers.
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize from the paint whenever they can.
And I've really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. And it's Walker in at the 3 slot. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
What I love most about Maxey is his aggressive attitude. When he's out there, he keeps his foot on the gas pedal.
Drummond sets the screen for George. And the shot goes down. He's got 7.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Halliburton outside. Outside, Walker fires the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton. 7 points for Walker.
A bona fide playmaker. Halliburton makes his teammates better.
Maxey kicks to George. Pass to Embiid. Launches it. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And that's 280 pounds crashing the glass. Drummond bullying his way there on that second chance bucket.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Joel Embiid talks about leading his team. He said, I've been guarded so many different ways. I feel like I've seen everything, and I know how to attack everything. For me, it's all about how do I bring everyone along with me. You can't win alone. It's just about playing together and involving everybody. Kevin?
And you've got to involve everybody. All right, D.A., thanks.
And those are 2 loud points. Siakam flushes it without much effort.
Here's George, and it's Paul George with the finish.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Mathurin with a screen on Maxey. Baseline jumper, and Embiid pulls it down. The 76ers trail by 4.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels him.
And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. Some of the tricks of the trade in that regard.
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, you know, getting a cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
And he makes good on the layup. Halliburton's got 6.
And Halliburton not afraid to work for it on offense, taking the contact and still getting the finish.
George in the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
Getting comfortable in the second quarter. His efficiency is finally on the rise.
1:53 left to play here in the second quarter. Embiid with the steal. Lobbed up there for Embiid. Embiid climbs the ladder, if that's even possible.
There is no way to stop it. It has not been physically created a way to stop. His length, his massive hands, he can catch any lob.
Halliburton up top. He's covered by Maxey. Yes, that goes in.
The offensive success is due in part to his quality shooting. He hasn't wasted too many looks.
Here's George, and he uses the glass on the layup. George has got the game tied up here for the 76ers.
He's looking much more confident here in the second quarter as far as his scoring goes.
Halliburton passes to Turner. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, that was bound to get ugly. Turner is so assertive, working inside. Defense got messy.
All three throws good from Turner. 1:03 left now here in the second. Mathurin against George. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
54 seconds left to play in the first half. Turner with the screen. Halliburton with the bucket. Halliburton's got 8 points here in this quarter.
An effortless finish from Halliburton. The defense has to be more aware down low.
Maxey finds George. Back to Maxey. George sets a screen for Maxey. A three-pointer, no good.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Sweet move, and no good. Trying to use the glass. The 76ers trail by 4. Here's George. Oubre outside. Embiid kicks to Oubre. 1 second left. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pacers lead by 4. It's time now to go courtside as we see. All right, thank you, David. Folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
I know we're always impartial, but are either of you guys pulling for a favorite here?
Well, as long as someone wins.
And now looking at the Pacers in this one, no separation to be found from either side.
When you look at how they're getting their points, a good portion comes.
That'll do it for our show today.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
Maxey out there with George. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Drummond in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Here's Lowry. The Pacers pull it in. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Pacers leading by 6. Here's Nembhard. Good work there as it goes. Nembhard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
The kick out to Walker. Back to Lowry. Latrey. The rebound by Shepard. The Pacers shooting has been wild. 76%. That's just unbelievable. Nembhard with it. Pass to Toppin. Just 5 on the clock. Swiped away. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin, even with an MVP and Joel Embiid, the Sixers can't be a one-man show. Embiid says, I watch a lot of games and I see what's working. Good basketball means cutting, moving, guys getting off the ball, and it's moving and not sticking. But you need the right guys to execute that system. And I think we've got the right guys. Kevin?
I know you and I agree they do, David. Thank you very much. Edwards passes to Yabusele. Sinks the triple.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Here's Nemhard, while recovering. Here's the teardrop. A shot by Nemhard, no good.
Their first miss since the break. Still, I like how they've come out so far.
Lowry drives in, pass to Yabusele. Back to Lowry. There's the triple. The rebound by Bryant.
And they have been cold coming out of the break. Only getting one of their first 4 shots to drop this half. Got to pick it up.
And the next one puts them in the bonus.
Third team foul.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's Nemhard on the wing while recovering. There's a screen by Toppin. From outside the arc. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Edwards, no good. Indiana leading by 8. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And once again off the mark by Indiana. With the teardrop. Pass to Lowry. A second chance effort. And it's good on the way in. Lowry's got his first 2 points of the night.
And just so crafty around the hoop. Lowry probably 6 feet at best, but and he can slip inside and score with the best of them.
Here's Neesmith, and the jumper is on the mark. Neesmith has got his first points of the game.
Despite his relatively quiet night, they are still winning, and that just shows this team is more than just...
Oh,
wow! That is powerful.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. Nemhard, the pass to Toppin. And he banks in the lane. And the Pacers lead by 8.
He saw a path to the rim, and he took it. The defense just couldn't stop him.
Here's Lowry. The rebound by Bryant.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Here's Nemhard. Edwards defending. Nemhard, the pass to Shepard. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Neesmith. Three-pointer. That shot off. For Philadelphia, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Nemhard, the pass to Bryant. Back to Nemhard. Here's Toppin, and Toppin throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. We'll make it. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page. Woo.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the court right now for the Pacers. The backcourt, Halliburton and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Walker in at the small forward. Mathurin attacking. Turner for 3. Hands it from downtown. Turner's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pacers. Maxey with the screen on Turner. Here's Embiid. There's Embiid with the dunk.
Now, I understand he's a large human, but the defense has to be better. You can't let Embiid get whatever he wants inside.
Halliburton finds Turner. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Turner with a screen for Halliburton. Back to Turner. Shoots. Maxey with the block. And they get it back. Offensive rebound. The 76ers trail by 11. Lobbed up there for Drummond. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Maxey.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's Halliburton. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And I'll give this to Halliburton. He's been in attack mode all night.
Maxey against Halliburton. From deep, George buries the long-range jumper.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Halliburton kicks to Turner. Kicks it out to Siakam. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Maxey looking it over. Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Embiid against Siakam. Puts it up from 12. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got his 5th rebound in this one. Siakam inside. Defended by George.
A high-level athlete with underrated burst. Siakam continues to impress with his ability to finish.
Maxey, no good. Pacers leading by 12. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Outside Turner from downtown. Connects from three-point range. Turner's got 6 in the quarter.
And the uniqueness of Turner, an elite shot blocker who has deep range on that jumper.
George with the screen on Halliburton. Outside for George. Lets it go with a 3. The Pacers pull it in. Halliburton outside. Here's the 3. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Drummond with a screen on Halliburton. Put that bucket in no time at all.
The number of threes are increasing for Maxey since he entered the league. He is getting more comfortable out there.
Out to Turner. Halliburton outside. Turner with a screen for Halliburton. Back to Turner. Outside for Halliburton. The 3. It's Drummond with the rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Pacers.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Miles Turner.
I think people could learn a lot from how versatile he was in this one. Whatever the situation was, he found a way to be a difference maker.
No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Siakam with it, now defended by Embiid. And here's the fast break. Walker leading the way. And a wide open look for Halliburton. That doesn't go either for Halliburton. And stolen by Siakam. Pass to Halliburton. For the 3. Off on that one. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
Greetings, folks. Thanks for so a look at our starters for Orlando. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell-Pope. Isaac in at the 4 with Carter Jr. playing the 5. And it's Ben Carroll in at the 3. And for the 76ers, George out there with Maxey. Then it's Andre Drummond. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Oubre in at the 3, the small forward. Grant, nothing quite like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
Well, you know, B.A., for the players, you're excited and relieved at the same time. You get to see all the hard work you put in during the offseason pay off.
Love the rise and fire approach from KCP. Got to be impressed with this guy's confidence.
Maxey passes to George. And here's Embiid. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's George. Pass to Embiid. First quarter of play, a minute in. George finds Oubre. 5 on the clock. The 3. Oh, great D that time from Isaac.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And the Magic surprising many league-wide, Clark, with how they've broken through.
And the way they're winning, I might add. I mean, rugged, physical defense is their identity and calling card. Not necessarily what you expect to see from a young team, B.A.
Now here's Oubre. Shot from the top of the key. And no good.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
Isaac, the pass to Carter to the right side. Isaac with a screen on George. Back to Carter. Pass to Ben Carroll. Philadelphia grabs the miss. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carter. And here tonight, Grammy Award winner Diplo.
Well, he went to college in Philadelphia. Now, he didn't grow up with a local NBA team in Mississippi, so he adopted the Sixers, and they have adopted him back.
For 3, Caldwell-Pope. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
KCP is a guy who can pull up from 3 just as easily as take it to the cup. He's a tough cover in transition.
Here's George. Not enough on that one as it misses.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
76ers trail by 4. Here's Drummond. Maxey on the wing. That one's in there. Drummond with the assist.
The numbers testify. Tyrese Maxey is one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA.
Isaac outside. And Carroll surveys.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
Oh, too big, too strong. It'll take more than that to stop Ben Carroll.
Suggs against Maxey. Embiid passes to George. The shot comes out. Oh, great D that time from Isaac. Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Now here's George. He's scoreless. Isaac with the steal. In transition, the Magic on the run. The three from Banchero. Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball.
And it's easy to admire how pesky they were on the defensive end, jumping in passing lanes and being overall extremely aggressive going after steals, finishing in the top 5 in the league in that department.
And these guys really took advantage whenever their opponents turned the ball over, finishing in the top 5 in points off turnovers last season. Here's George. The kick out to Maxey. Just 4 to shoot from deep three-point range. And it's Orlando with a rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Oh, Banchero throws it down.
And this is why you must push Banchero out of the paint, or else he'll slam it all over you.
George finds Embiid. There's the three. George's shot is off.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
Now here's Banchero. Pass to Caldwell Pope. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Three-pointer, no good. Maxey on the wing. He's covered by Caldwell Pope. The shot's good.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy is a dangerous scorer.
Outside, Caldwell Pope. No good on the buzzer beater. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And for Orlando, what jumps out to you guys, stat-wise?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Andre Drummond. And it's George in at the shooting guard. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Clark, the Sixers have been at least 10 games over 500 for 7 straight seasons now.
Yeah, and that's great to see after, what was it called? The process that took them all the way to the very depths of the league to finally build themselves back into a consistent playoff team. And their fans certainly deserve good time for struggling through all of those bad times several years ago.
And there's the foul. It's on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Isaac with a screen on Maxey. Here's Caldwell Pope. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though. Caldwell Pope's got 8.
Yeah, a really difficult cover, especially in these screen and rolls. I mean, Caldwell Pope is fantastic with his creativity.
Outside Maxey. Pass to Drummond. And it's Wendell Carter with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. George passes to Embiid. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Magic ball.
A look now at the leaderboard to see which teams had the toughest defenses this past season. The Magic, 4th.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
Inside, here's Caldwell Pope. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It's going to go on Tyrese Maxey.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope, his defensive quickness sets him apart.
You know, Clark, something Kentavious Caldwell Pope brings, that championship experience.
And every championship team has a guy like KCP, a guy who can make shots, always there, ultra reliable, plays both ends, doesn't step out of his role, and all he does is help you win championships. I love watching guys like that contribute in a meaningful way to championship team. And he's a fun guy to watch because he does his job at a high level pretty much every night.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, the Sixers' two stars make a great pairing. Maxey said of Embiid, since I was a rookie, he's had the ultimate faith and believed in me. And Embiid said of Maxey, he's something else. Always smiling with the same energy. Good games, bad games, always the same. People like that set the tone for everybody else. Brian?
That's a good call, Allie. Thank you.
Look, tell you what, Caldwell Pope, when he has his A game on, he can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the league, and I'd love to have him on my team.
He came up dry offensively in the first, but looks like he's ready to turn it around.
Here's Suggs on the take. And the shot goes in. Suggs has got 4 points in the quarter.
And they've really been more consistent from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
And it's the Magic with the ball, following the score by Philadelphia. Suggs outside. It's stolen by Oubre. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. They grab their own miss. Here's Embiid into the lane. It's rebounded by Banchero. Banchero's got his 4th rebound in this one. Caldwell Pope against George. Caldwell Pope's shot is off.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
It's George with the drive. Oh, and the dunk by George!
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there.
Boy, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
Now here's Banchero. We saw him with 19 his last time out.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Embiid finds George. Back to Embiid. There goes Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
Defense can't slow Embiid on the drive. I mean, he's just got so much body mass and momentum. Hard to stop him.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Back to Caldwell Pope. Puts up a deep 3. The long distance 3 is buried. Caldwell Pope's got 9 points in the quarter.
He played well in the first quarter, but now he's taking it to the next level.
Suggs against Maxey. Back to Drummond. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 4 assists in the game. Now off the inbound. Whoa! Emphatic finish from Banchero.
They must have fallen asleep defensively. How else do you explain an easy dunk right off the inbounds pass?
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Orlando ahead, up by 4. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
The Thunder will be playing at Paycom Center as they go up against the Pacers. 8:30 Eastern time for the tip there.
This is the kind of game everyone tunes in for. Should be a good one.
And turning back now to talk about the Orlando Magic. What a close game this has been.
Playing well on the road can be very difficult. They're doing a good job.
Appreciate you joining us. It's been our...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope displaying his skills today.
He's hit shot after shot from deep. He's so locked in right now.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
Here's who Jamal Mosley is starting the second half with. Goga Batadze is out there with Mo Wagner. Then there's Wagner, and it's Black in at the point. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously. And size certainly helps. And then the savvy and balance to create that space. He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
Here's Lowry. Gordon with it. Wagner picks him up. Here's Yabusele. Lowry outside. Takes the three. It's rebounded by Wagner. And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for the Magic. 4-point game. Kicks it out to Wagner. To the wing on the left. Wagner outside. Rebound by Philadelphia. Yabusele. It's hauled in by Black. Magic leading by 4. Pass to De Silva from outside the arc. It doesn't go for him. Philadelphia has gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Now here's Edwards. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
First in steals. And they did a great job of protecting the ball. Second fewest in turnovers. That's tough to accomplish in today's fast-paced style.
And last year, the #1 ranking in steals just illustrated the level of effort that they put in on D. For Orlando, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA, but clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
And he's going for the oop here. Ball stolen. Pass to Black. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Wagner against Gordon. Here's Batase. 4 on the clock. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. And it's an 8-point Magic lead. And the 76ers shooting about 48% from the floor. Pretty good. Shot is good by Edwards.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Here's Black. He's guarded by Lowry. Shot's good by Black. Black's got 7 points in the game.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
The open shot by Edwards. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in.
Lowry showing you the veteran smarts there, able to sniff out when the D has overcommitted and taking advantage.
And Wagner gets it to go. Wagner's got his first 2 points of the night.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Here's De Silva. They lead by 8. Biggest lead of the game. Soft touch off the glass. De Silva's got his first basket.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Lowry finds Edwards. Orlando with the rebound. Here's De Silva. Hits the three-pointer. 5 points in the game.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
Now here's Lowry. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Will it go? Philadelphia, the rebound. Up top, Edwards. Back to Lowry. 50 seconds left in the third. Basket counts. Black's got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
And here's Gordon from the arc. The putback. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Tremendous hustle, working hard for that bucket.
Orlando leading by 13. Wagner outside. Here's to Silva. Pass to Black. Now Wagner. Here's Black. He's guarded by Lowry. 5 to shoot. Second shot opportunity. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That'll belong to Kyle Lowry. Orlando shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
For Philadelphia, they've gotten just 3 of 8 shots to go in the 3rd quarter. Got a piece of it. Here's Black. Wagner for 3. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Orlando liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. We'll be back in a moment. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Kyle Lowry out there with Eric Gordon. Then there's Edwards, and it's Yabusele in at the 4-man position. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
Now that takes serious effort and a light touch.
No need to overdo it. Just lightly tip it in.
But that's the way to go if you've got good position.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Now here's Lowry. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Lowry. And it's a completely new group for the 76ers. Magic leading by 16. Suggs, right side. Banked it in off the glass.
It's been a dominant night for him, staying productive throughout.
And for the 76ers, they're shooting at a 48% clip from the floor. George's shot is off.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Down low. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
There's some heat from Banchero now. He brings that ferocity. We know he's got an inferno raging in him.
Steps back. It's George on the wing. On target from range.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Here's Suggs, and that one is hammered home.
Cleared to fly. Here comes Mr. Suggs lifting off.
Fires from deep. George's shot is off. Orlando has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter.
Oh my goodness.
Wow! Bring it home!
And not often we get treated to a solo alley-oop.
Takes precision timing for sure.
Tell you what, the coach.
Oh my goodness!
Anything in the bag on that one.
Yeah!
Bring it home. Send it in. Throw it down.
And Suggs, here we go. Banchero outside. Here's the 3. The rebound by Maxey.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's George. The kick out to Maxey. Back to George. And stolen by Suggs. Banchero right side. Second chance effort. Back to Suggs. Just 5 on the clock. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Drummond's got 4 rebounds now. Oubre with it. Now guarded by Suggs. And then Embiid with the dunk.
Great teamwork and great timing.
Oh,
Spectacular play.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Isaac for three. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 5 rebounds tonight. And stolen by Suggs. Outside Carter. Back to Suggs. Oh, got a piece of it. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter here. Gets it. He's 6 for 10 and looking confident out there.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Magic.
I was really impressed with their attitude today, Grant. Competitive game, they battled through every step of the way.
And B.A., can you say big-time effort and energy? I mean, just a tremendous performance. They were well deserving of this win.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Jalen Suggs.
He had a surplus of energy tonight, providing defensive help all over the floor and making it seem like they had 6 guys out there instead of 5.
Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball.
Sixers ball.
32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Maxey surveys. And stolen by Banchero. Now throw it down!
He didn't. Oh,
wow!
man.
You want some?
Woo.
You got some!
He was looking in the basket on that one.
Maxey passes to George. So no problem for Orlando as they get the win. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
And as a coach, Dan, what's something you try to establish at this stage?
I think there's two things, Kevin. First, we're trying to build our habits the right way, everything. From the way we practice, to the way we prepare for games, to the way we warm up, all of it. And then second of all, we're trying to figure out our rotations. Who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench, which groups work well together. It's an ongoing process.
A lot of moving parts, you're right. A look at the Magic starting group. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. A post pairing, Isaac and Carter Jr. And it's Banchero in at the 3 spot.
And wiry strong, Siakam just snakes inside and makes a nice play off the contact.
Here's Suggs. Banchero right side. 5 to shoot. It's good.
And great work inside. This is where Banchero feasts.
From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instant.
Now here's Caldwell Pope following the miss by Miles Turner.
Well, quick feet get Caldwell Pope straight to his bucket.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. Now we spoke briefly about how critical it is to slow down Paolo Banchero. Coach said he can be a force on offense when he gets a couple to fall. The energy and effort from our guys has to be high if we want to contain him. We'll see if that team can contain Banchero out there, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Halliburton with it, and it's Carter picking him up.
On the drive, Halliburton keeps his options open. If the defense doesn't commit, he just takes it to the rim.
The Pacers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far tonight. And it's Mathurin missing.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Isaac with the steal. Caldwell Pope against Mathurin. Hits the three-point bomb. Banchero's got his second bucket of the night.
And this is the type of go-to scorer this team wants Banchero to be. They love his confidence.
Mathurin with a screen for Halliburton. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. A surprise.
First team at the line for Indiana.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to do a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And so here is Indiana following the bucket by Orlando. Turner with a screen on Caldwell Pope. Here's Mathurin. The kick out to Walker. Fires for three. Halliburton outside. Turner passes to Halliburton. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from way outside. From beyond the arc and then some. Halliburton's got 5 points so far. Suggs looking around. Here's Banchero. Walker with the rebound. Indiana trailing here. And it's Halliburton penetrating and finished off by Halliburton.
When he wants to, Halliburton can get to the hoop. Boy, he is tough to slow down.
Here's Banchero. There's 37 seconds left to play in the first. Caldwell Pope with a screen for Banchero. That one good for 2. He has 7.
And how about the footwork and body positioning of Banchero makes him so tough to guard down low.
Halliburton on the wing, defended by Carter. Here's Walker. Back to Halliburton. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
They get it back. Isaac kicks to Suggs. Here's Banchero. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. A good close contest so far as we finish the close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what do you guys think about the Magic here so far in this one?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. A post pairing, Isaac and Carter Jr. And it's Banchero in at the 3, the small forward. And it's Carter missing. Back in 2022, the #1 overall pick was Paolo Banchero. What do you think of his game?
You have to love his game, Kevin. I mean, handles the ball as a big guy at 6'10", makes plays for other people, scores, gets to the free throw line. All-star game in his second year, and on that team, he has really looked to defend. This guy's future is bright.
And their coach is another guy from the Seattle area, right, who's come on the NBA and starred.
There have been quite a few of them.
Now, here's Caldwell Pope. 8 points his last outing. Here's Halliburton. Suggs with the steal. Now Suggs pushing it up. No one to stop him.
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
Pass to Turner. Here's Mathurin. 6 to shoot. And here is Siakam. Back to Mathurin. Isaac with the steal. And now the fast break. Banchero with the ball. And then Carter with the jam.
Plenty of muscle from Carter on that dunk. Wow.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. It's a 3-point game. And Halliburton slams it in.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And that one is good from Suggs.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
Now here's Walker. Still yet to score. Banchero against Halliburton. And the call is going to be... Yes, it is. An illegal screen. Again, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
Well, I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And here's Carter after Miles Turner was able to get the triple. Caldwell Pope against Mathurin. Carter. Here's Banchero. And finished off by Banchero.
Oh, big-time dunk by Banchero. I like seeing the aggressive side of this young man.
Halliburton is doubled. A 3-ball. Rebound by the Magic. Well, Coach Van Gundy, you spent a number of seasons with the Orlando Magic franchise. And looking back at that time, what stands out?
Well, Kevin, what stands out for most coaches in jobs, we actually won a lot there, and the winning stands out. I coached a great group of players, inherited not only talent, but guys of high character. It was winning, and it was fun.
We did a lot of winning down there.
We did.
And here's Halliburton, following the three-pointer from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Outside, Walker lets the three fly. Doesn't go for him.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last three, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Pacers trail by 6. Halliburton with it. 9 points in the game so far. Outside, Mathurin. Siakam, a screen on Caldwell-Pope. Mathurin against Caldwell-Pope. Indiana again missing. Orlando leading by 6. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
And that long wingspan of Isaac aids him there in turning away shots, but it's also the timing he displays when he attacks the shooter.
Caldwell-Pope with a wide open look. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Indiana shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. Free throw good, Mathurin.
2 shots. Mathurin.
Mathurin hits them both. And so it's Orlando with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is... Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Well, they've been the more measured team, passing up good shots for great ones.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, but also disciplined.
And changing. Thanks for spending half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Well, you have to like what we're seeing so far from Paolo Banchero.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
We've got Obi Toppin. Andrew Nembhard is out there with Shepard. Then it's Neesmith. And it's Bryant in at the center. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Here's Wagner. And the basket is good. Wagner's got the lead up to 8 now for the Magic.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And it's blocked. To the paint. Kicks it out to Wagner. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. It's stolen by Bryant. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. The Pacers shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Here's Bryant. Pass to Neesmith. Clock at 4. There's a screen by Bryant. Neesmith can't get it to go.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. The game is certainly going international. Commissioner Adam Silver says, with basketball's exponential growth, it's now truly a global game. Fortunate that the very best in the world want to play in a single league. Kevin, the NBA continues to draw talent from all corners of the globe.
And David, you've been all over the globe, and the talent level undeniable. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Now Shepard, still without a basket. To end the cold streak, out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. Fourth, the Magic.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
And here's Wagner. He has 7. Pass to Bitadze. And here's Wagner. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Nemhard. There's a screen by Toppin. Nemhard with it. Outside, Bryant. And the layup is good. Bryant's got his first points of the night.
And in dropping that one, he stops a 13-0 run by Orlando.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Andrew Nemhard.
First personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game. Snatched away.
Well, keeping control of the ball must have been an emphasis for them. Very clean game so far. Yeah, that's what they want to see. He has to start asserting himself. They need him to take command of this game.
Wagner kicks to Black. Back to Wagner. Pass to Bitadze. Wagner outside. Shot clock at 5. Another shot into the lane. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
First personal foul.
A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Thursday, they'll tip it off. A road trip beginning in Oklahoma City where they'll take on the Thunder.
And for that Thunder game, that's one to watch for. 4th contest of this brand new NBA season. I'm interested in how those teams match up in the early part of this year.
Well, look, I really appreciate how Franz Wagner does a little of everything, along with plenty of scoring. He's a multi-dimensional player.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Pacers trail by 14. Now Nemhard, still scoreless. Screen by Bryant. Nemhard, the pass to Neesmith. They set the pick. Makes it off the glass. Neesmith has got his second basket.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Wagner left side. It's stolen by Bryant. Here's Toppin. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Orlando enjoying a 12-point. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team.
Hold your ground. Hold your ground.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so in the game for the Magic, in the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Postberry, Isaac, and Carter Jr. And it's Banchero in at the small forward. Here's Turner. And that one, good.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Isaac, a screen on Mathurin. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Magic.
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with their transition buckets.
And they've also forced a lot of turnovers, capitalizing and turning those turnovers into points. Way to get after it.
Magic leading by 10. And here's the fast break. And Isaac throws it down.
And how about Isaac there, making himself a big target. Tough to match up with him in these open floor situations.
Siakam against Isaac. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. So Banchero will go to the free throw line. That's on Benedict Mathurin. Well, there's a unique profile for Wendell Carter Jr. A tremendous rebounder and shooter, and now he's playing on a pretty good team, and he's a big reason why.
He sure is. Look, he's really big at 6'10", 270. All right, top 20 in the league in rebounding and effective field goal percentage. Can shoot the three. Great blend of size, skill, and toughness.
Suggs with the steal. Here's Banchero. The Magic again can't hit. Pacers trail by 9. Here's Turner. And Turner throws it down.
Hard to stop Turner in close. As soon as he has prime positioning, he is going for the slam.
Suggs against Halliburton. Banchero looking around. That three off the mark. The Pacers have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Outside Mathurin. Out to Turner from past the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And now just a 4-point Magic lead.
Easy to understand why they go to Turner here. They trust in his ability to come through.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. And just miss after miss right now. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Turner, and there's the drive. And it's Turner finishing it off.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
Well, you love their execution to get back in it. This game's very much in reach for them. Well, look, they needed that one. Tremendous leadership by Caldwell Pope in an important situation.
Halliburton passes to Turner. Halliburton outside. And Siakam has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look. And this is what everyone wants to see. Banchero is attacking without hesitation on the offensive end.
Drills the three-pointer. Turner's got 12 now in this quarter.
And answering the bell, Turner with confidence.
Caldwell Pope against Mathurin. Back to Caldwell Pope. Banchero was screened for Caldwell Pope. Pass to Banchero.
Used to these big moments from his college days. Banchero's heartbeat should stay low here.
Halliburton against Suggs.
shot to stop that unless maybe he can pick up another foot somewhere.
Banchero, a screen on Mathurin. It's good.
And how about the poise Caldwell Pope displayed on that possession? They needed an important basket, and he was ready and willing.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Halliburton passes to Mathurin. Turner with the screen for Mathurin. Yes!
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Miles Turner, second personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Great composure there. Calmly knocks them down to put this game out of reach.
Make some noise.
Here's Walker. Fades back. And so it's Orlando winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point.
All right, Bill. How about teams like these who can really run their offense through their bigs?
BA, over the years, one of the things I've heard from coaches quite often is how effective a three-tool big man can be. When you can drive it, pass it, shoot it, score it, do all the things they can, it changes the geometry of the floor.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then it's Maxey, then it's Andre Drummond, and it's George in at the shooting guard position. And Maxey's got the ball here for the 76ers. Here he goes. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Oh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Halliburton against Maxey. And the basket by Halliburton. Halliburton's gotten his second bucket.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's George. The kick out to Maxey. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Maxey's got 5 points.
Ooh, the range of Maxey is pretty impressive. He is consistent from beyond the arc.
Doris, we've heard Paul George get a lot of praise from the next generation of NBA talent.
We sure have, and it's easy to see why, Brian. This guy is fundamentally sound. He does a little bit of everything, can shoot with range, can get off the bounce. His game is so polished and smooth, worthy of emulation.
And the jam by George.
Oh, yes, sir. PJ making it look easy.
Turner passes to Halliburton. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by.
Woo! When you finish like that, you deserve to brag.
Impressive, no question.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
Maxey against Halliburton. Here's Drummond. Oh, and the dunk by Drummond!
Wow, explosive, creative dunk by Andre Drummond.
Stolen by Drummond. George scanning the floor. Outside Maxey. Out to Oubre. Oh, stolen by Turner. Walker with it. Guarded now by George. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Joel Embiid is setting records with his scoring. He said, when I get stuck into just being a scorer, that's not the best version of me. I like sharing the ball. As you've seen the last couple of years, the teams that have won, they move the ball. Nothing is static. So that's how we should play. Pretty simple, Brian.
Yeah, great understanding, right? Thanks, Allie. Shot clock at 6. Halliburton. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It's going to go on Tyrese Maxey.
Now, this is part of the evolution of Tyrese Halliburton getting an opportunity at the free throw line.
All right, Doris, where do you think Halliburton ranks among the NBA's best point guards?
Well, he's certainly, B.A., got to be near the top of the list. Number one, his vision is absolutely tremendous. He can create on the fly. As importantly to me, it's his spirit and presence, the joy he brings to the game.
Such an explosive athlete. Maxey saw his chance and took it right to the rim.
The Sixers leading. 1:44 left to play in the first quarter. George outside. Pass to Drummond. Outside Oubre. Screen by Embiid. Oubre passes to George. Shoots over Walker. They get it back. Outside Maxey. And he lobs it up to the rim. Alley-oop up top. Hammer it home.
I tell you, you put it anywhere around the rim, and Oubre's got the reach to go and get it.
For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. Halliburton against Drummond. Pass to Turner. Back to Halliburton. And the dunk by Halliburton.
A savage reverse jam. That takes great body control.
No question. He was making a statement right there, man. Kicks it to George. Going inside. Outside Oubre. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Oubre's got his second bucket of the night.
But he's got NBA range. There's no doubt about that. Oubre with 3-and-D ability on the wing.
And he buries his first look.
You want to run your offense through him. A reliable scoring option.
For Philadelphia, they've got 7 of 8 in the basket. Maxey passes to George. And George with the jam.
You see an opportunity if you're Paul George, say the athleticism is still a part of who I am.
And Walker, here we go. And the jam by Walker.
Both teams are hot. Woo! This is a fun one to watch.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
George passes to Maxey. The three-pointer off the mark. It's tipped. Rejected by George. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
They've done a great job facilitating so far. So moving the rock and finding the open man, just great selfless basketball.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton runs point with Matherin flanking him. And it's Walker in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Shots good by Matherin.
He's got that guard quickness. Matherin showing off his catch-and-shoot ability.
Maxey with it, and Walker picks him up defensively. Outside Oubre. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Now here's Halliburton. 12 points for him. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. Turner, a screen on Maxey. Here's Halliburton. The rebound by Embiid. The 76ers shooting has been ridiculous. 75% in this game. George passes to Embiid. Shakes him. Ooh, look at Embiid converting in close.
I love the confidence Embiid plays with, especially this close to the rim.
To the left side wing. Siakam pass to Walker. Halliburton against Maxey. Halliburton left side. Pass to Turner. Clock at 4. A deep three. Paul George pulls it in.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint, but if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
And here's Indiana now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Siakam finds Mathurin. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Siakam. Mathurin's got 8.
Well, a lot of confidence to Mathurin's game. That efficiency has to get better, but he is not shy.
George outside. Oubre on the wing. Walker covering. Oubre can't hit.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Walker with a steal. Siakam outside.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Pass to Mathurin. We've got 1:55 left in the second quarter. Pure from three-point range.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
And the jam by George.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Mathurin against George. Mathurin passes to Siakam. And then Siakam with the jam.
6'9" with excellent elevation. No trouble at the cup for Siakam.
Oh, stolen by Turner. Oh, and the fast break for the Pacers. 1:05 left in the first half of basketball. Walker for 3. Sinks it from distance. And now a 3-point Pacer lead. All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for Indiana.
Yeah, they're just attacking on defense, getting those hands out and knocking the ball free. I really like their energy defensively.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
5 on the clock. For 3, George. Indiana with a rebound. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the dunk by Halliburton.
This is where Halliburton can really hurt you. Playing with pace, using his speed in transition.
Here's Embiid. Pass to Drummond. To stop the run. That's good from Embiid on the assist by Drummond. Embiid's got his second basket of the night.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty of bigs do now.
Turner, a screen on Oubre. Here's Matherin. And that one is stuffed right through.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way. He does.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. The Pacers out in front, leading by 4. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Taking a look here now at the 76ers, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
And now, let's get into the Indiana Pacers game. It's been a close one so far.
The energy in their hometown is electric.
And that is going to do it.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
He was getting into the lane easily that first half. It's just relentless.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. We've got Edwards. Walker out there with Kyle Lowry. And it's Bona in at the 5, roaming the paint. Late clock, the Sixers need to put one up here. Offensive rebound. Indiana leading by 4. Bryant, the pass to Toppin. And a slam dunk by Toppin.
My goodness, Toppin puts on a show. What a special dunker this guy is.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. So it'll be Obi Toppin shooting. That'll belong to Kyle Lowry. Walker passes to Lowry. The kick out to Walker. Pass to Bona. And Bryant pulls it down. Indiana's gone 4 of 8 from 3. A nice percentage. Beyond the arc. The shot by Nembhard, no good. 76ers trail by 8. And certain guys are just solid with what they do. Doris, I think that applies to Andrew Nembhard.
Yeah, I think it does, B.A., because whenever he's out there, there's this steadying presence he brings. And that is while competing at a high level on the defensive end. His competitive toughness might be his best attribute.
And then Bryant with the dunk.
Boy, the ability of Thomas Bryant to play over the top of the defense, so impressive. Gets long and finishes with authority.
Lowry with it, picked up by Nesmith. Now here's Edwards, tightly guarded. From the arc. And Nesmith, good for 3. And it's a 10-point Pacer lead.
On fire to start the second half. 4-5 from the field.
Here's Edwards. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Taking 2 shots.
He does not get the second one. All right, Grant, you feel the non-superstars are making the money they should?
Well, B.A., it's a topic in every CBA negotiation. But I think we're trending in the right direction. But it seems like there's always more work to be done.
He's had just one attempt at the line earlier, and that one misses.
I think one thing that's clear with Obi Toppin is he has a drive to keep improving. He knows he's got some talent, but it's about the work you put in.
4-3. The shot by Nembhard, no good. 76ers trail by 11. Throws it up high, and down it goes on the lob.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Out to Lowry. Walker for 3. Indiana with a rebound. Bryant's got 5 rebounds in the game. To the middle, deflects the pass. Walker with the steal. And here comes the break. Here's Lowry. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, what tremendous focus to absorb the contact and find a way there to finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Pacers leading by 6. And Kyle Lowry is going to pick up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Third team foul.
Here's Toppin. He's got 6. And here's Shepard for 3. Can't get it to drop. 76ers trail by 6. The 3. Lowry, no good. Indiana's gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. And Neesmith, here we go. Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball. With a break here, let's see which teams racked up the assists during last year's campaign. Indiana, number 1.
It was a joy to watch these guys play. Constant ball movement and player movement. Defenses were worn out by the end of games.
Up top, Walker. No points so far. Tries it from the top of the key. The rebound by Neesmith.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Well, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
It's just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And Lowry puts up a deep 3. Philadelphia with another miss. Indiana leading by 8. Top it inside. He's guarded by Lowry. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That'll belong to Kyle Lowry.
Well, I'll tell you, he does not let the potential contact impede his progress. Toppin is aggressive.
So Indiana going with an almost entire new group here. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Bryant. Walker comes in for Neesmith. Matherin's checked in for Shepard. And Tyrese Halliburton subbed in for Nembhard. Embiid, a screen on Halliburton. And it's Maxey missing.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
What a take from Halliburton.
Boy, Halliburton going downhill on the attack. So few guys can stay in front of him.
Maxey surveys. George, a screen on Halliburton. Matherin against George. Pass to Embiid. 4 on the clock. The 3 is up. Here's Drummond. Then he battles for the ball. Gets his second chance bucket. Drummond's gotten his second bucket on the night.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort. Love the energy.
Shots continuing to fall as we conclude. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Halliburton runs point with Matherin flanking him. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Walker in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Pass to Maxey. 3-pointer Embiid. The putback. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam. And Siakam has got the ball here for the Pacers. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game. Back to Matherin. There's a screen by Turner. And Matherin good for 3.
And right now, Matherin is on a roll. This young guy continues to do whatever he wants.
For 3, George. Hey, now 5 for 8. Shooting a pretty good percentage right now.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Matherin up top. He's covered by Oubre. It's good. Matherin's got 5 points in the quarter.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
Here's Drummond. Shoots over Siakam. Lets the three fly. Drummond. Great positioning on the putback.
Andre Drummond has attacked the glass offensively as long as he's been in the league. Boy, those second chance points come quickly to this guy.
The kick out to Walker. Siakam with a screen on George. Walker passes to Mathurin. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Yeah, this is how impactful Mathurin can be in close. He loves jamming it home.
George passes to Oubre. Kicks it to George. Puts up a three. The rebound by Turner. Pacers leading by 13. Siakam with it. Picked up by Embiid. Siakam, pass to Mathurin. Here's the floater. It's rebounded by George. George has got 4 rebounds now. Embiid with it. Out left to the wing. To the paint. Kicks it to George. Outside Maxey. From behind the arc. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 4 assists in the game.
Well, the corner three, no challenge for Maxey. I mean, the dude can straight up shoot from deep.
First team foul.
Turner against Oubre. On the wing, Mathurin. We've got 1:48 left to play in the fourth quarter. Driving to the basket. Siakam finds Halliburton. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. 76ers trail by 10. For 3, George. No good on the shot. The Pacers have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. Siakam, pass to Halliburton. George against Siakam. Pass to Halliburton. 6 on the shot clock.
I think if you're talking Tyrese Halliburton, the thing that stands out is the wealth of things he can do on the offensive end. He can shoot the ball with range. He's got unbelievable handle. He can create. He can drive it. He can also set up his guys. A lot to like.
And both free throws good for Halliburton. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 6 so far in the fourth. Maxey with a screen on Mathurin. George passes to Maxey. Mathurin against George. Lets it go from deep. Ooh, another basket for him. He's 6 of 11 now.
Well, this is a team that depends on Paul George to fill it up. Such a skilled, versatile scorer.
Pass to Mathurin. There's the triple. Down it goes. And a great assist by Halliburton. And the Pacers lead by 12.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
George's shot is good.
This team trusts Maxey to make good decisions with the ball.
Don't do anything silly. Just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs.
Three-pointer Mathurin. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Maxey against Halliburton. So it's the Pacers taking care of business in this one. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A.
All right, Allie, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill.
Hey.